here seen James Palmer? Has anyone around here seen James Palmer?
There you are. You seen the Daily's headline?
It's terrifying.
You said it. And they outsold us 10-1 this morning.
They outsold? But boss, I don't get it.
Palmer, I'm putting you on this story. Find me witnesses, terrorize housewives, interrogate the police. I want a juicy headline every day on this Jack the Ripper story. Palmer, our readers want to know if the killer's in New York. Starting right now, the Lowside District is your new happy home. Get me a story every day and make it snappy stuff, and we'll have the Daily on the ropes. Palmer, my job here is to put New York Today back on top. So get out there and find me something sensational every day about this killer, and we'll KO the Daily.
Say, you seen the papers? Those murders, that crazy killer?
Yeah, I know. Burgess told me to investigate it.
Don't tell me you're going into the Lowside District. It's murder central.
It's not like I have a choice. Burr wants eyewitnesses. A daily chronicle will boost the sales of the paper.
Wow, the competition's writing about mutilated prostitutes, about Jack the Ripper in New York. Just like a book that...
Paul, this isn't fiction. And Burr wants a series of stories.
Ah, that's for sure. A killer stalking New York makes a better headline than badminton. Anyway, the World Series is about to start. So, Jimmy, you keep me informed, okay? Well, if it isn't the crack reporter on the beat.
Hi, Jeff. Is the chief in his office? I've got some questions about the murders.
The murders? Oh, moved you up to the big story, huh? Looks like promotion, that right. Carter's in his office. Take the first right, you know the way.
Hello, Mr. Palmer. What's new at the New York today? So they tell me you have a new editor-in-chief.
That's right, and he's assigned me to investigate the murders in your precinct.
Nothing makes me madder than reading stupidities in the daily paper and crackpot hypotheses.
You mean stories about this Jack the Ripper?
Phew, what a loaded journalistic hooey. Why would a murderer considered still at large by Scotland Yard travel from London to New York 13 years later and start his shenanigans again? Your job, first and foremost, is to report the facts, right, Mr. Palmer? So the first thing you should do is read our preliminary report. No wild hearsay, Mr. Palmer. The facts and nothing but the facts. Read the preliminary report.
We're closed.
James Palmer, I'm investigating the murder.
Mrs. Albertina, it's the police.
Again? Ah, let him in. Your friends already came round.
Did you know the victim?
Lizzie? Yeah. The kid worked here. Not for long, mind you. A real good for nothing, except for drinking my liquor. Go ask the singer at the Whitechapel. They were great pals, them two.
No, I'm a reporter, ma'am.
Wow, what do you know? You hear that, girls? We got a hound from the press here. Listen, this ain't no information bureau. Murderers ain't good for my business, sweet cakes. Especially when reporters stick their noses in. I got nothing to say about Lizzie. Ask her friend at the Whitechapel.
Oh, yeah. The smell of blood attracts the ravens. Another gaper, huh? Just like yesterday after the killing. Ah, Holy Mother of God. What a massacre.
Were you a witness last night? Tell me what you saw.
The devil's hand. Horrible. The poor girl. I knew her, too. Saw her around. Ain't gonna see her no more at the shelter.
Were there other people besides yourself?
Well, at first just the police and the fella from the press making his drawing. Then everybody and their brother. The smell of the blood attracts them. I ain't spelling it out for you. The foul doings of a vulture. Oh, mankind ain't so kind.
What is it?
Pardon me, I'd like to speak with your singer. I'm told that...
Abigail? The police came by already. What do you want with her?
I'm a reporter. I'm looking for...
What paper?
New York Today.
New York Today? Okay, come in. But keep it short, you hear? Abby's sensitive. I don't want you ruining her performance tonight.
Are you Abigail? James Palmer, reporter. They tell me that you knew Lizzie and...
The poor girl. I pray that they find that monster.
When was the last time you saw her?
Yesterday. Just minutes before the terrible murder.
Really? Do you remember any specific details?
I can still see her blue dress, with a hatbox under her arm.
She had a hatbox, like in the Daily's illustration. I'm sure that you told the police about this, didn't you?
What for? Another killing, and an alcoholic prostitute to boot. The usual in Lowside.
I heard there was a witness, an illustrator. Know anything about that?
No, not a thing. But I could ask around.
Did you know her well?
She came over from Ireland like me. She worked to survive. Oh, the work wasn't always the most honourable, but well, you can believe me, Lizzie was a fine girl. It's a nightmare. I can still see her in her blue dress, carrying her hatbox. If she'd only known, pray God they stop him.
If you don't mind, we've got work to do. It's a time to rehearse. It's a time to rehearse.
Hey, Jimmy, how's things in the land of Jack the Ripper?
I'm told there's an illustrator working for another paper. He might know something.
Yeah? Know his name?
No. I ought to look in this morning's papers and find his drawing of the murder.
Yeah, that's a job for Patrick, the newspaper hawker. He's the one who sees all of the morning papers. I'll talk to him, okay?
You know, in Lowside there are a lot of gangsters, but there are some real swell folks there too.
Yeah, you mean real swell girls giving you and your wallet the eye, huh? Hey, speaking of wallets, someone stole mine. And my ticket for the opener of the World Series was in it.
Jack the Ripper. You know, the police say that's just a catchy headline for the trash papers. Still, it sure was a barbaric murder. There are already 2 victims.
Good luck, Jimmy. Hey, King of Lowside. Count on me. I'll talk to Patrick and get the name of your illustrator.
Oh, James, I have something to tell you, but I'm going on stage now. We'll talk after, okay?
What are you doing here? Abby has work to do. I run a respectable club.
No, you're mistaken. It's about the crimes.
Oh, that's all right. A journalist, uh-huh. All right, we can find an arrangement. First, your paper prints a good review about my new show. Then, you and me will be good friends.
I'll talk to my colleague at the entertainment desk.
Excellent idea, son. Come back and see me after I get a good review printed in your paper. And I'm sure then Abby will have more time to talk, huh?
She had 27 masks, and they called her the Irish Rover.
Come back and see me after I get a good review printed in your paper. And I'm sure then Abby will have more time to talk, huh?
And a lottery ticket. Hey, and I also got 2 ringside seats for tomorrow's heavyweight championship fight. You want them? You don't see the likes of these every day, you know.
What now? I got nothing to say, Cupcake.
Ciao, Vero. My name's Gilda. How you like to be friends?
James Palmer. I'm a reporter. Could I talk to you about the murders? Have you seen or heard of an illustrator who lives around here?
Illustrator? A painter, you mean, Vero? Otherwise, I know nobody.
Did you know Lizzie, the last victim?
Madonna mia! That girl worked here before I come here. God have mercy on her soul.
Have you heard about this Jack the Ripper?
Diavolo! Il diavolo! It's Satan. He has come back.
This first chronicle's not bad at all.
It's Gutter Man! Hey, you get any sleep?
I'm working on it, Paul. You see Patrick about the Illustrator?
Oh, hey, where's my head? The Daily Illustrated. It's the only paper that showed a picture on the front page. They'd already done an article about the first murder. Patrick left a copy for you.
And you, what's new in the sports department?
Oh, let's not talk about it. Looks like I'm not going to see the World Series because of that pickpocket.
Paul, I have a favor to ask. There's a remarkable new cabaret show at the Whitechapel. Could you maybe review the show?
What's this Whitechapel? Some low-side dive? You've lost your noggin. Hey, an uptown reporter I'm not, but honestly, a cabaret review?
Listen, Paul, consider it a personal favor. And in return, maybe I could find you a ticket for the World Series opener.
Oh, I highly doubt you could. They've been sold out for weeks. Hey, Jimmy, you get me a ticket for the series, and I'll write anything you want, even a cabaret review for your dive. And say, you looked at the Daily yet about the first murder?
Hello, Patrick. Thanks for the paper. You know, the illustration.
It's nothing at all, Mr. Palmer. You can count on me.
Say, you know where I can find the fellow from the ticket stand? I need to buy a baseball ticket and...
Oh, Pat's in the bookmaker. Try him. He has a storage space just beyond the porch. Get your paper here! A fresh victim for the crazy killer! Get your paper! Get your paper here! A fresh victim for the crazy killer! Get your paper! Is Jack the Ripper stalking our streets? Read it here! Victim for the crazy killer! Get your paper! Is Jack the Ripper stalking our streets? Read it here! Question, Mr. Palmer. Do you ever learn to knock?
What do you want?
I'm looking for a ticket for the World Series opener.
All right, come on in. I'll be right with you. Well, for the first game of the World Series, that'll put you out $12.
$12? That's some price. Listen, just for a friend, could you...
Listen, Buster, I ain't selling tickets to St. Annie's Bingo. You want to see some ball? Show me the 12. You ain't got it? Maybe try your luck on a one-armed bandit.
Here's your $12.
Yes, sir, when a man makes up his mind. But give it to me straight. You that pokey reporter been asking questions? We don't take the inquisitive types here.
Abracadabra, a World Series ticket.
I don't believe it.
So, who's going tonight and reviewing the Whitechapel Cabaret? And who's signing the article? Give me one of your calling cards. I'll take it to the owner.
Come back and see me after I get a good review printed in your paper, and I'm sure then Abby will have more time to talk, huh?
It's all arranged for your review. A colleague of mine will be here tonight. Can I talk to Abigail now?
Paul Island. You got it. Come on in.
James, but why didn't you stay and wait for me last night?
It's just, well, let's just forget about it, okay?
And I meant to tell you last night, your illustrator guy, I think his name is Silk.
Silk, you say? Thanks loads, Abby. My colleague who writes theater reviews, he's coming tonight to see your show.
No joke. Oh, I'm getting nervous already. The police want to talk to me again. It seems like they're getting really very busy on this investigation, after all the newspaper articles. If I can do anything at all for you, like finding Silk's name, just ask. Good luck, James. We need people like you.
Mr. Palmer, just in time. I have some news.
There was an illustrator on the scene. He's from another...
Those bloodhounds. I bet they'd do the killing themselves if it would increase their sales.
You have a lead?
You know, Palmer, the Low Side District is dangerous. It's the heart of gambling, prostitution, all sorts of crime. Leads aren't hard to find. The autopsy report. I have a copy of it for you. As you can see, the police are doing a fine job. You look over that autopsy report. As you can see, the police are doing a fine job.
Palmer, look. Read today's sales figures.
Mr. Burr, I want to meet Silk, the illustrator for the Daily.
He's one of the enemy.
Yes, but this is for my articles. He's a real first-class witness.
Go on, Palmer.
I kind of hoped you could set it up. You could call him in to show us pictures. And, they would certainly boost sales. I could ask him questions then.
The New York Illustrated today. Not bad, Palmer. I'll do it. You know what would be good, Palmer? It's a new killing by Jack the Ripper. Fine results, Palmer.
Oh, is that a compliment? Well, then maybe now is a good time to ask you for a favor.
Hope it's not a raise, Palmer. Palmer, I'll call Silk and make an appointment. You get to work. Back again, fledgling? On the Predator's trail?
There's something that intrigues me. This fellow from the press you saw last night. He drew the killer with the hat box, and Lizzie was...
She fluttered about carrying a hat box, too. She delivered for the laundry. Think about it. She never had 2 nickels for buying a hat, poor girl.
You must know this neighborhood like the back of your hand.
My hands are cracked and calloused. Signs of misery. Only thing I know.
Tell me, have you noticed any suspicious behavior around here?
Suspicious behavior? In the city's own cesspool of vice? Here, if you're not a slave to the bottle, then you're chasing the dragon. All I see is suspicious behavior. 30 years in low side. Misery's my brother. I know him. And the same went for Lizzie. With her hat box. She was delivering for the laundry.
Hey, it's our reporter. Gilda's busy now, you see? And me too. Hey, it's our reporter. Gilda's busy now, you see? And me too.
Jimmy, extraordinary. I'm telling you, this is going to be a stellar review. What talent. She's really something. You're right. There are some fine folks in Loci.
There were 3 ravens sat on a tree. Down, down, hey, down, down. They were black as they might be, with a down. The one of them said to his mate, "What shall we for our supper take?" With a down. Down in yonder green field, down, down, hey, down, down. There lies a knight, slay me this shield, with a down. His hounds they lie down at his feet, so well they do their master keep, with a down. She lifted up his bloody head. Down, down, hey, down, down. Kissed his wounds that were so red, with a down. She got him up across her back and carried him to the earthen lack, with a down. With a down, derry, 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 down, down.
Jimmy, extraordinary. I'm telling you, this is going to be a stellar review. What talent. She's really something. You're right. There are some fine folks in Loci.
I'm here about the ad.
Get lost!
Ow!
1 second.
And this one, the Austin killings, fascinating murders. That one's the maid who knocked off her employer in St. Louis. Oh yes, I've got a top-notch collection. The papers grab them like hotcakes. I have a real soft spot for serial killers, for public enemies.
I gotta say, Mr. Silk, all this is very interesting. I'm seriously thinking about buying some of your illustrations. Thank you very much.
Ah, here's Palmer, and he's eager to speak to you. So, I'll leave you two for now.
You must be Mr. Silk. I want to ask you some questions about the Lowside killings.
Works of art.
In the picture, you drew a hat box. A peculiar detail. Did you see...
I saw her around with it, yes.
You mean the victim, Lizzie? So you knew her?
Lowside isn't very big. Get to the point, young man.
The point is murder.
Oh, you take investigating to heart. But you're a bit green, ain't you? You see, young man, in the Lowside district the rules are somewhat different.
Different? How so?
Let me clear something up for you. Lizzie carried around a hat box. Now, hat boxes are commonly used to make deliveries. Discreet deliveries to clients who don't want to dirty their pretty shoes coming into Lowside themselves. You follow?
Deliveries?
You heard me. And for a hot shot like yourself, it'll be easy figuring out the contents.
And Lizzie's murder is linked to the delivery business? A payback killing?
I highly doubt it, young man. I told you her business was discreet. Payback hits get a concrete overcoat and end up at the bottom of the East River.
You were one of the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Professional reflexes. I hear that police whistle and I'm on the spot in a jiffy.
You were in the neighborhood?
Young man, that's none of your business. And a word of advice for you. You want to get ahead in this job, you've got to get out from behind your desk. Got me?
Do you think these killings could have been done by Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper, the Michelangelo of murder. Yes, the Lowside and the London killings show resemblance. Slick work. But is Jack in Lowside? I'm just an artist, not a judge.
James, a package just arrived for you.
Particularly on the back. The back area.
Back on your feet again, Palmer? It's about time. We've got work to do.
But what happened yesterday?
You were in a state of shock. The finger. Paul took you home. The police are taking it from here. Listen, Palmer, due to your condition, I wrote your chronicle myself. Terrifying delivery from Jack the Ripper. Sensational, huh? The delivery from Jack the Ripper. Now that's publicity. Palmer, my boy, I want more chronicles and fast, you hear me?
Particularly on the back. The back area.
Jeff, is the chief in?
In his office.
Mr. Palmer, back on the trail, I see. Yes, sirree, we got quite a crime spree on our hands. Your box with the finger, Lizzie murdered. It's the opium gangs who are behind all this.
But, Chief, why then would they send me the box and sign Jack the Ripper?
To divert our suspicion. They figured we'd be thrown off the track.
By leaving their address on the box?
Palmer, drug gangs are not noted to be the most gifted in intelligence. Your hatbox contained traces of opium and a label from a laundry service. We raided their locale and discovered a hidden opium den. Suffice to say that its distinguished proprietors are now all behind bars.
And the finger?
Lizzie's finger, to be exact. The Chinese have admitted she worked for them. They probably killed her as a warning. The opium gang did it, as they say, Mr. Palmer. This affair is now officially closed. Mamma mia. Is this the office of New York Today? Your colleague is talking to Abby already now. But you're lucky. It's her day off.
James, Paul told me that horrible box.
And here's the latest, Abby. The police have closed the investigation. Lizzie's murder, the package, all of it done by the Chinese opium gang. The police have locked them all up.
The Chinese? That's crazy. I know them. They couldn't have done it.
Yeah, looks to me like the police were in a big hurry to wrap it up. Finito, case closed.
Yeah, so we can't go to them anymore for leads. What now?
Best thing, Jimmy, is to contact a good private eye. Like the Pinkerton Agency. I saw their ad in today's paper. You should see them.
This whole story is full of question marks. Why the two murders? Why the package signed Jack the Ripper?
The police closed this investigation too quickly. Something's up. Go see the Pinkerton Private Eye Agency.
Hello, James Palmer, reporter for the New York Today. We need your services.
With pleasure. The Pinkerton Agency's techniques are the most sophisticated today.
I'm interested in the current Loci District crimes. I have some elements, and I'd like to have them...
That's perfect. Our specialist can definitely guide you to a greater understanding. Speak with our evidence expert. Just ring here to call him.
Do you have any information on Jack the Ripper?
The Whitechapel case, London 1888. Yes, we've an extensive archive covering that affair. Our investigation was made in collaboration with the European officials. Speak with all our different experts. You'll see your investigation will make great headway. And concerning the archives, you can take a look yourself. I'm in the process of hiring someone.
Coming. Just a second.
Hello, you're the forensic expert?
In the flesh. You want to hear the dead talk? I know their language. I can read between the lines, dissect, analyze, and then they chat it up. You got something for me? I'll give it a look-see, and tomorrow we'll hear it talking.
my friend the little pigeon. Say, got any loose change? I need a room for tonight. I ain't sleeping at the shelter, not when Dr. Frankenstein is working. You're a prince.
Did you know Carrie Blum, the first victim?
Lordy. Another dame of distress. You could say I knew her. I saw her around and sometimes at the shelter. You hear the police locked up the opium gang? Coppers, they take us for dodos. Carrie, vanished member of the proud Shelter Club.
Ain't you been told, reporter boy? The police locked up the murderers. It's all old news now, you get that?
My dark angel, you want to whisper me sweet things tonight?
Gilda, I'm still looking into the murders. Both girls slept at the shelter.
An accursed house. Ay, 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 poor angels. They fall into hell.
Did you know the victims a little? Did they have anything in common?
Si, un poco. Ladies of pleasure, of ill repute. Immigrants. No other way to make a dime. Like all the girls here.
Did you hear that the police have arrested the Chinese?
Monsters ascend from darkness, that inferno. Not from China. They say, in the shelter, they slay the weak ones.
Palmer, I want to have a word with you. You going ahead with your investigation?
Well, yes, I'm expecting news from Pinkertons, and I'm gonna find out more on the Lowside shelter.
Seems the police have closed the file on the murders. That's not good for us. So, you go behind my back and engage the services of Pinkertons? And how much is it going to cost me, huh?
Boss, trust me on this. It's an investment that'll pay off big.
Keep it up, Palmer.
Coming, just a second.
Hello, are the dead talkative today?
Very chatty indeed, sir. Want me to translate for you? Your killer, he is something.
What do you mean?
A real professional, this guy. Doctor or veterinarian, maybe. In 16 years of service, I've never seen a knife man like this. It's one thing to take out organs, but you gotta find them first. You ask me, he's a pro.
Say, Patty, I could really use a tipster. Someone with the inside scoop on the shelter. Got any ideas?
You bet. Thought of the tramp?
Hey, good idea. You got a clue where I can find him?
Find Jason. Got me there. If I knew, I'd tell you. Good luck.
Night owl comes out in the light, eh?
The murder victims both slept at the shelter and...
Last stop before Hades. Fall asleep there and maybe you never wake up, huh? But as for me, life ain't letting me loose so fast. Another dose of misery.
Where is this shelter?
In the hospital. George, give him an old ticket. The address is on it.
I'm almost certain that the killer's a doctor or someone like that.
A Dr. Frankenstein, like guy at shelter.
Frankenstein?
His real name's Tumble too. Rumor says he does strange experiments, and he cuts dead corpses open.
What do you want? Can't you see we're in the arms of Morpheus? Our only escape.
Just need a few answers, please. You know these parts better than me.
The kings just lost our crowns is all. Get yourself to the shelter. You won't be disappointed.
Please, I'm looking for Dr. Tumbletoo.
Oh, very good surgeon, or so they say. Too bad he's cold as ice.
Is he here now?
Oh, the doctor left for a professional congress or something. Be back tomorrow night.
Palmer, you seen the time? Where's my chronicle?
Detective Palmer.
Paul, I'm onto something really big. The victim stayed in shelters both in London and in Lowside, which has the reputation of a real hellhole.
And my man of Pinkerton's?
Very helpful. There's lots of similarities between the Lowside and London killings. And the graphological analysis. The letter on the box is authentic. Get this. The killer seems to have the skills of a doctor. And guess what? There's a Dr. Tumbleto working at the Lowside Hospital, and he does strange experiments on corpses. I'm gonna go down there and check it out.
Jimmy, you're nuts. If this guy's the murderer, he's...
No problem. He's out of town till tomorrow night.
Jimmy, you better be careful. This Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story, it's dangerous.
On the 4th of July, 1806, we set sail from the sweet cove of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. 'Twas a wonderful craft, she was rigged for a lift, and oh, how the wild wind drove her. She stood silver a blast, she had 27 masts, and they called her the Irish Rover. We had 1 million bags of the best iron rags. We had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million sides of our blind horses' hide. We had 4 million barrels of bones. We had 5 million hearts, 6 million doves, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 10 million bales of our nanny got snails in the hold of the Irish Rover. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and the ship lost its way in the fog. And that whale of a crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock. The bulkhead was turned right over, turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. And the last of the Irish Rover, and the last of the Irish Rover, and the last of the Irish Rover.
Whoa, you're looking beat this morning. Better lighten up on the nightlife.
Paul, I spent the night in a slaughterhouse. I followed this guy and I almost got sliced into steaks. He was hanging out in the hospital morgue.
There's no guard?
A night watchman. But he was sleeping. Guy's a drunk.
Who was this guy?
No idea. He wasn't tumbled to. He won't be back till tonight.
Good God, Jimmy. Your investigation's getting too dangerous. Whew. This hospital of yours some spooky joint.
It's pretty calm for the moment.
Hello, Miss Robinson, archivist. Good thing I got here.
Hello, miss. I'm looking for information concerning
A criminal?
I don't know.
Let's look into the criminal file, shall we?
So, Mr. Palmer, making progress?
Not exactly the best word at the moment. I'm kind of blocked.
Blocked, you say? What's blocking you? A door?
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head.
If it's a door, then there's a key for sure. I got a tip for you if you want one. The key expert around here is Patson.
Get your paper here! A fresh victim! Get your paper here! A fresh victim for the crazy killer! Get your paper! It's Jack the Ripper!
Hello, I need something, and they say you're the man to help me.
If it's about World Series tickets, they'll run you.
No. What I need is a key. A master skeleton key.
Hey, well, boyo, you're starting to impress me. Okay, a key's what you want. You come to the right man. I ain't asking where this key's gonna get you, but remember, her name is Bring Me Home Afterwards. We'll talk details later.
James, I spoke with Paul. He told me about what happened to you last night. You're in danger, James. You need this. Take it, please, for your protection.
Happy? What's this? A theater prop? What am I supposed to do with this? I've never...
James, it's a real one. Jimmy, be careful, for me. Jimmy, be careful, for me.
Paul, I think I'm about to hit a grand slam.
You reckon Jack the Ripper and Dr. Tumbletoo are one and the same?
Listen to this one, Paul. I'm a sort of Dr. Frankenstein. I transplant organs. I'm in constant need of replacements. A shelter provides me with stock and easy victims. My profession allows me to travel the globe, sometimes to London, where I learned my skills. What do you make of that?
Jimmy, I told Abby the whole story. She's worried for you.
I know. She gave me a pistol. Tumbletoo's back tonight. It's now or never to catch him in the act.
Truth is stranger than fiction, but this is real life. And if I'm not mistaken, you never learned to shoot a pistol, did you?
Particularly on the back.
chance of success.
But, Doctor, with this patient, Doctor, what do we do?
You know, during the symposium, we considered the question several times. My colleagues all said that my theories were preposterous. No, I cannot afford the slightest error now. Understood?
Understood, Doctor.
I'm going. Tumble to.
Police Chief Carter here. A new killing has just occurred, and due to the state of the body, it looks like the first two murders. Could we bring the corpse in?
I'll be waiting in the morgue.
Jack has struck again. And on top of it all, our competition got to the scene first. The Daily scooped us again. They even got a picture on page 1.
I know. I was at the hospital when the police called about the body.
And what were you doing there when you should have been on the killer's trail? Well, at least a new crime will boost sales. Keep looking, Palmer. It's no time for slacking up now.
The chief ain't back yet, Palmer.
Hey, newshounder.
James, I'm so glad to see you're safe. He's killed again.
Abby, everything's fine. And I didn't need your pistol. Abby, can you tell me, where did you get this pistol?
It's... I inherited it from my father, an Irish patriot. He willed me certain things.
I was following a red herring, but in the hospital, strange things are happening. Like in the morgue the other night.
James, how many more is this monster going to kill?
Mr. Palmer, a new crime, and here you are.
Chief, how long would it take for the killer to get from the murder scene to the hospital?
How long? 40 minutes at least, even in a coach, and no faster in the elevated railway.
This one can't be blamed on the Chinese.
Yes, it's quite disconcerting. It has all the signs of a series. We're putting everything we've got into this investigation. Why don't you take a look at the preliminary report? Mr. Palmer, read through the preliminary report. And don't jump to any conclusions. We're still investigating.
Mr. Palmer, for you, sir.
It's time to write your chronicle, Palmer.
So, this new murder, got anything?
Jack the Ripper. I got another letter. This time it was given to Patrick.
Patrick? So the killer knows? Still suspect the doctor?
No, Tumbletoo's innocent. He was at the hospital when the crime was committed. His organ surgery is suspect, but he supplies himself from the morgue. Just who was it sneaking around there the other night?
Listen, Jimmy. Don't risk your life on this story. And don't risk your friends' lives either.
Hey, what do you want? No visitors after 6 p.m.
Yeah, from what I hear, this hospital's a regular Grand Central Station. You know where I can find Tumbletoo tonight?
Hey, how should I know? Do I look like his secretary?
Listen, this key problem, I can take care of it. If you tell me who was in the morgue the other night.
Well... You're the guy with Tumbletoo spying on me. Hey, buddy, the ruckus, that's all over now, I swear. And tell Tumbletoo, tell him I'll find his damn...
His key?
Yeah, the one that disappeared. The key for his office. Okay, alright. First, you take care of the key, and then we'll talk. I don't want to lose my job, buddy. Oh, that's a pretty song.
Yeah, very nice. Tell me, do you know a Dr. Tumbletoo? Was he in here tonight?
The doctor? He just left with a giant fella. They left just a minute ago.
Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that hill and valley, dale and field, and all the craggy mountains yield. There I will make thee beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant The shepherd's wails shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. Then live with me and be my love.
Hello, is Dr. Tumblety here?
Tumblety? Yeah, I went to find him for Madame Gilda.
Dr. Tumblety? The night watchman at the hospital asked me to give you this key.
I don't know how you did it, but Tumblety just phoned to thank me for getting his key back.
So the key deal is settled. Now we're going to talk about the guy who visits the morgue. What's his name?
Yeah, Silk or Silkner.
Which one, Silk or Silkner?
Don't really know.
What was he doing there?
He's a painter. He ain't doing nothing wrong, though. He draws dead people. Yeah, we got a kind of arrangement between us. Hey, I've had it. No more talk. It's Silk. It's Silkner. I don't know. Take off and don't come back.
Hey, you still got some?
Nice poster. I know someone who'd love to have it.
That's fine, because I got one for you. With my column, I don't get the same sort of gifts as you.
And yet my benefactor, he's maybe a real artist. Remember the Silk fellow, the illustrator? Silk's a nickname. His real name's Silkner. He paints, too. The morgue is for his painting research. He knows the crimes inside and out. He's always the first on the scene. He's got a real hankering for morbid stuff. Not bad for one man, huh? He's the mystery man in the morgue.
Phew, the killings, the corpses, the slaughterhouse. He's a real fan of cold meat, your boy Silk.
Hey there, Snooper.
Your new song's beautiful.
Thanks. A note of kindness in a world of brutality.
Abby, this Silk, the illustrator guy, remember? Is he a painter too?
Yes. Girls from the neighborhood pose for him. I have to tell you something. Paul's review, you remember it? Well, a big impresario contacted me, and tomorrow I have an audition.
That's great. I bet you'll wow him, Abby.
With the killer stalking out there, the ambience in the neighborhood is scary.
And yet, a nightingale enchants right here in the Red Chapel.
I've got to prepare for my audition. Jimmy, wish me luck.
Miss Robinson, I'm looking for some information on someone, but I can't find anything here.
Was he born in the United States?
I don't know.
Try sending a telegram to our staff overseas. Maybe they'll find something useful.
Mr. Palmer, another message for you. Patson wants you to give back you know what, you know where. Say, Mr. Palmer, you think I've got what it takes to be a reporter?
Hey, thanks for the poster. Oh, I love the French can. That touches me. I like them girls' legs. Okay, we're even.
It's time to write your chronicle, Palmer. The vultures are still hungry.
Tell me, I'm still intrigued by this illustrator. This fellow from the press.
You going in circles, little birdie? I don't know much about him. There's this big lug of a guy works for him. Has him do his odd jobs and such. You must have seen the big one round these parts.
My dark angel.
I've heard of a painter named Silkner. Know any girls who pose for him?
For this painter? Yeah. Red Sally, she does.
Help me out, Gilda. I need to talk to her, quick.
I'll be seeing her tonight. I give her the message.
Tell Patrick, the newspaper boy. He'll tell me. Feeling better now?
A little. Till God calls me to his side. Unless it's the killer gets me first.
I was looking for Dr. Tumbletoo last night. I never expected to find him at your bedside.
A saint of a man, he has the kindness to treat my tuberculosis. I'll be seeing you with Sally tomorrow. She's going to like you, I guess.
There were 3 ravens sat on a tree. Down a down, hey down a down. They were black as they might.
Mr. Palmer, a telegram for you.
Mr. Palmer, message for you. Red Sally's waiting for you in the alley of the old Chinese laundry.
Get your paper here! A fresh victim!
It's you, the Dark Angel.
Yes, and you're Red Sally, I presume. I wanted to see you about the painter. You posed for him, right?
I stopped. He gave me the creeps. He's obsessed by death.
He lives in the neighborhood?
No, I don't know, but his studio's just a few blocks away, at the intersection of Liberty and Williams.
Do you know where he can be found?
Good question. He's the unpredictable type. That's why he leaves us his key. We ain't sure to find him when we stop in to pose for him. So if you want to find him, try the corner of Liberty and Williams. He's mostly out at night, though.
Master!
Coming. Just a second.
Hello. What would you say this was?
Blood, no doubt. A quick analysis, pop it under the microscope, and tomorrow it's talking.
What's new on the painter?
The Silkner is painting with blood. And just by coincidence, he's English. He was living in London in 1888.
You know, makes me think of Rembrandt when you talk about a painter and slaughterhouses. He painted cut-up cows and the meat sat decomposing in his studio. Nice, huh?
I got into his studio. He uses the prostitutes as his models. They told me about him. He's a real night owl, they say.
I can't believe we had him in here for a talk, and he might be the killer.
It's time to write your chronicle, Palmer.
Master, another murder in St. Louis Square. Jack the Ripper, Master. Another illustration for the papers tomorrow.
It's the rookie reporter for New York Today. So you're making the trip to the crime scene, huh? Like an old pro.
Who is it? Red Sally.
Red Sally.
Well, from the looks of it, she was a friend of yours. I want to see you at the station tomorrow morning.
A fourth killing, Palmer, in less than a month. This Jack the Ripper's a regular blessing for my sales. You keep on it, you hear?
Is Paul in?
Haven't seen him yet.
I was at the scene. Carter wants a statement from me.
A statement? Palmer, you're not the murderer, are you? Say, if you're gonna see Carter, you better not be late.
Particularly on the back. The fat staring.
Now, Palmer, if it's about your statement, it can wait. The chief's on a big case. Come back later.
I did some tests, and your blood here, it's from a cow.
Beef blood? Where's it come from?
How should I know? A slaughterhouse upstate in Meatville or a butcher shop. Just between us, my father was a butcher. That's what made me want to become a doctor in the first place.
Abby, she's on her way to your office. Wanted to see you, she said.
Happy. What a nice surprise.
Hey, and me? Jimmy, you have another letter.
Particularly on the back. The fat staring.
One thing's for sure, Silkner's innocent. I was on his heels all yesterday, but Jack the Ripper is still out there. London first, now New York. There's gotta be common points in the crimes.
In crime novels, you want to stop the crime spree, you unmask the criminal, or be at the scene before he is.
He's going to kill again. James, someone has got to stop him.
Let's check the dates. Nah, it's not a lead. The dates don't match up. The holiday season. Thanksgiving season.
The World Series.
That's it. He's sure to try again on Thanksgiving, tomorrow night. That's it. He's sure to try again on Thanksgiving, tomorrow night.
Lowside Precinct.
Palmer here.
Palmer, Chief Carter's waiting for you.
That's it. He's sure to try again on Thanksgiving, tomorrow night.
The Chief will see you in a few minutes.
I came in for a simple talk, it becomes an interrogation, and now I'm being booked. This is absurd.
Listen, I know it's not you, and I know when Jack is going to strike again. You have any idea about how Jack picks the place for the murder?
Well, I think in the Whitechapel killing, Scotland Yard underestimated the pubs.
The pubs?
The pubs, bars, cabarets, and such. That's where I think he finds his victims. And he kills them close to the pubs.
Carter thinks you're Jack?
Yes, and why not Queen Mary while he's at it? Oh, the police disappoint me so.
I think the next murder is planned for tomorrow night.
Right. 4 killings, plus 1 to complete the London cycle. And tonight, Thanksgiving is the final of the series. Clever thinking.
You know a lot about Jack the Ripper?
And serial killers in general. but I'm modest about it. If Jack strikes again, I'm off the hook. But Palmer, you've got to stop him. Check around the pubs. Palmer! Chief's waiting for you.
Mr. Palmer, let's talk. So, it seems you knew the victim, Red Sally, and you know my prime suspect, Silkner. Then there's this complaint from the hospital, a night intrusion. And you, son, fit the description given by the night watchman. Listen, I'm not sure just what you're up to yet, but I'm ordering you to make yourself very scarce. Stay out of trouble. Reporters are not above the law.
But Chief, Jack the Ripper's going to kill again.
The killer is now behind bars, Palmer.
Chief, Silkner's not your man. Believe me, I have proof.
We the police do the investigating. We hold the proof.
There's a misunderstanding. I'm investigating a...
Well, there'll be no more misunderstandings. Your investigation's now officially over. That's enough of your harebrained imputations, Palmer. And don't forget, I'm keeping a close eye on you.
Miss Robinson, I need a list of the pubs in the Lowside District.
Looking for new haunts, are you? For this type of information, there's a very thorough document, the phone book.
Palmer, your chronicle goes to press tonight.
your night tonight, huh? Jack the Ripper killings. Who wants to have a fun? Murderers.
It's in bars and cabarets. That's where the killer finds his victims. Have you noticed any odd customers?
Everybody looks guilty. And the innocent at the same time. You know, in the bars, we'd pay a high price for that guy's skin. Looks like your work's made you a regular here at the Whitechapel.
Sure has.
I wonder, is it the Red Chapel that interests you? Or maybe it's Abby? Oh, the folks are scared. They ain't thinking about a good times.
Another murder? You know what? It's starting to give me the heebie-jeebies. I just want them to catch that monster.
He killed Sally. The 9th victim, the 9th commandment. Sally, she talked to you, and now he killed her. It's my fault. It's all my fault. It's Satan himself. The 9th victim, the 9th commandment.
Jason, cat got your tongue tonight?
You know, sometimes silence can teach us some important things. The girls, did anyone hear their screams while the killer was cutting them open? Sometimes in silence, there's an eloquence.
Paul, Jack's going to strike again tonight. The tramp told me something odd. The silence of the victims. Nobody heard them, yet they must have screamed for help.
Seems to me the killer has some kind of trick to keep the screams from being heard.
The police locked up Silkner. They think they've caught Jack.
Yeah, and the real Jack feels free and easy to murder another girl.
Silkner gave me a good tip. The pubs. He always kills somewhere near them. But Lowside has so many pubs. Which one is it? This is horrible. I've so little time. He's going to kill, but where?
Why don't you go see the crime scenes again, Jimmy? Maybe you'll find some inspiration.
Hey, newshounder.
Getting ready for the big night, Abby?
I should be asking you that. Thanksgiving's a busy night here, but all I can think about is Jack the Ripper.
This is going to be a peculiar Thanksgiving.
Jimmy, take the pistol and don't say no.
Abby, just think about your songs. Hey, how did the audition go?
I'm waiting to hear. He's a Broadway impresario. He has to be stopped. I beg you, be very careful. Tonight I'll be thinking about you, Jimmy.
That racket again.
Is Silkner still in jail?
Huh? What did you say? Oh, yeah. My master is still at the station.
I'm a little lost. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be looking for.
And it's in bars that you're looking for your answer?
No, you don't understand. I'm looking for a link between the crime scenes.
Then take all the maps of the city. Maybe then you'll find a clue.
Miss Robinson, you're a genius. I've got it. It's the elevated railway. got to see the chief. It's urgent. The killer's going to strike again tonight, and I know where.
Hey, Palmer. Your name happened to be Jack. You heard the chief. We ain't interested in your harebrained imitations. Hey, Palmer. You see the killer tonight. Get his photo for me.
Paul, I figured it out. His next location.
Jimmy, we got to tell the police.
The police don't believe me, but Abby gave me her gun.
Where do you think he's gonna do it?
Near a bar, next to the elevated railway. That's the trick, Paul. All of the crimes have happened near the L. He waits for the L to pass, and when the victim screams, the sound is drowned out. Now we've got to stop him.
Any ideas how?
It's the cop Jeff who gave me the answer, and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah? What did he say exactly?
A photo of Jack.
A photo? At night?
The flash. Paul, the flash will scare him, and we'll have a photo of him as evidence.
Go see Burr and ask for a camera. He's put me on the World Series final. I gotta be there. I'll meet up with you right after. Be very careful, Jimmy. It's noble to save a life, but don't risk your own.
Boss, I need the photographic camera.
You don't say, Palmer. You know how much it costs. If it's for Coney Island.
What if I get you a photo of Jack?
A picture of the killer.
Palmer, you're not going anywhere without that camera. Make sure it's working all right.
God's name?
That man. It was the killer.
Dear Lord, the devil himself.
You're right there. Are you okay, miss?
I think. My name's Fausta.
Well, Fausta, I'll walk you to someplace safer. The Blue Velvet. It's guarded by a giant. You'll be fine there. I need to get back to the paper.
Congratulations, Palmer. Checkmate. The scoop of the century.
You really are the champ, Jimmy.
He was right there, a few feet from me. Jack's still out there, but I have his photo.
A photo of Jack the Ripper. Hurry up and develop it. Hurry.
Maybe the police can identify the monster?
This was the worst night of my life. That poor girl. How lucky she was.
I want an exclusive interview with the victim.
James Palmer, not only are you a hero, but you're a great reporter, too.
Get that photo developed. Fast. This is the scoop of the century, Palmer.
Mr. Palmer, I've read your article. The Pinkerton Agency is truly proud to be associated with your investigation.
I need to develop these photos. The killer's picture is certainly on one of them.
Jack the Ripper on a photo. We'll get right on it.
Palmer, I'm sorry. I really underestimated you. Palmer, I'm sorry. I really underestimated you.
Mr. Palmer, the paper's selling like hotcakes. What you've done is super astounding.
I kept an eye on the lucky little gal. She's okay.
Ha ha! It's the hero! The bar is now open!
My savior.
Your photo's been developed, Mr. Palmer, and I took the liberty of making several prints, including one for our archives. Oh, Miss Robertson is going to be thrilled about that.
It's ready. The photo's been printed. Unfortunately, it's not really usable.
Trust me, Palmer, this photo's gonna be on front pages round the world, but we'll be the first.
Is Paul in?
No, he left to prepare for a party at the Whitechapel or something like that. The photo's not usable? Are you kidding me? It's perfect! Palmer, your chronicles are a big hit. Don't forget, I want another one tonight.
Palmer the Magnificent. Hey, I wouldn't have bet a red cent on you at the start. And here you go taking the race. Abby's not with you?
No, why?
She left here a short while ago, carrying a package. She said she was in a hurry to find you.
Really? But I haven't seen her.
Listen, Abigail is disappeared. It's the killer. Everybody, we've got to search for her.
The singer from the Red Chapels disappeared. Jack the Ripper's left a threatening letter.
Okay, I'll put an extra patrol on her trail. I came here right away. I thought maybe she'd be here looking for you, but nobody.
So, Turtle Dove, you're on everybody's lips.
Jason, Abigail's disappeared. It's a trap. Have you seen her?
The little songbird? I did see her about an hour ago. She was in a hurry. Since then, no.
I've searched the whole area. Not a trace.
the Lord. I was so worried about you.
What are you talking about? And why did you ask me to meet you in such a strange place?
Abby, I didn't ask you to meet me here. It's Jack the Ripper. He sent you here.
The killer? Oh my God! But Jimmy, then this box I carried here, what's in it? Oh no!
Then the ship struck a rock. Oh Lord, what a shock! The bulkhead was turned right over, turned 9 times around, and the poor dog was drowned. And the last of the Irish rover, and the last of the Irish rover, and the last of the Irish rover.
Nevermore.
There were 3 ravens